We got a lot of work today. We got a big list, 20 questions. It's like Vinyl Tech 2023. It comes from a guy called Rob Walker. He has a YouTube channel. Maybe I should make a shout out to his channel because I'm jumping on his bandwagon. He's putting out a message. It's like, all you geeks out there. I don't know. Maybe. Are we geeks? Did I just say that? Vinyl geeks? I sure do feel like a geek sometime. That's not negative. That's just like, what do you say? Realistic. But he has the dear old Rob Walker. And what a beautiful name, Walker. That's like whiskey and stuff. And Rob, it's like Halford. Yeah, Rob Walker sounds like maybe the lost member from Judas Priest. You don't know. Maybe he's a cousin. I'm just kidding. But I'm sure he's a wonderful guy and he is a fellow YouTuber. Yeah, maybe I should follow his channel. I will. I'm gonna do that. When I go back and do stuff and edit this video so I can give him a shout out, I'm gonna press the button. I never talk about that because that's not my biggest concern about how many people are pressing buttons and whatnot, following you in that manner. This is I'm into that. This speaks to me. So that's why I'm just like a black sheep in the night from Denmark, crawling on that bandwagon and saying, hey, what about me? I also have 20 answers to your 20 questions. Am I late? I don't know, but here we go. Question number 1, best 2020 album. Yes, I'm gonna go with, and it could be a reissue, re-release, whatever, remix, or a brand new spanking album. First knockoff. And I'm gonna go with the Baby Metal double vinyl live album. Yeah, now recorded in 21, Japan. Was it Budokan or something like that? Yeah, maybe it's... No, it was Stockholm. And this one is a killer. This live album reminds me of when live albums were great. You remember a couple of years before this one, we had a Ghost live album, and that was done. He went out saying, and I love Ghost, by the way, don't get me wrong, but when people fall flat, they fall flat. You know what I mean? You have to call it out. You don't have to, but if you're making a video and talking about the subject, you could call it out or not. I'm doing the first thing. I remember him saying, Tobias Forge, yeah, we're doing it like the good old days, like the Kiss Alive 2 album, like we're gonna get the greatest sound back in heavy metal live album LP. You're gonna smell the wood, though we used plastic, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's gonna be gnarly. It's gonna be like smoking the pipe from the cover of the Pink Floyd, album, the Factory pipe. Oh, I'm just exaggerating. But I remember getting the album, loving Ghost, and really being, my honest opinion was, yeah, this is great, but it's not, you're not reinventing the wheel on that one. Sorry, Forge to boy, yes, he made a little boo-boo. But that's what he do, he don't do it heavy. When he open his mouth, it's like, yeah, it's the greatest ever. But this one did what he said he would do, and he will do. But in my opinion, anywho, this one has a really fucking great live sound. And I don't know how they got to that, if they cheated or if they didn't. I don't know. But it wins. in my little head, and I don't have many records from 2022, so it's easy. It's one of the. It's very lonely. I buy a lot of old music, I guess, so it makes it easy. Last concert I've been to, that was Benjamin How. Sorry, I'm going out of the picture, but I have to find the records, man, and I have it on record. Benjamin How is a Danish bloke. Wonderful, wonderful. You sick animal. I'm just translating. It's the name of the record. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You want to kiss his cheek. Very cheeky. And that's just great music. That was a gift from my daughter at my birthday. And I have a birthday in October. And then we went to see this in November. So that's a couple of, 60, 70 days ago. I don't know. And it was freaking awesome. Very surprisingly good. I would recommend, if you could listen to Danish hip hop, pop, rock, soul, very modern-esque in the sound. It's very cool, very, very new and nonchalant and honest, raw. I would recommend it to you. Benjamin How, fantastic. Last concert I've been to. Number 3, band where the first record is the gnarliest. Dread freaking Zeppelin. Unleaded. Enough said. And people do not talk. It's like Dread Zeppelin who? It's like, oh, that funny, that novelty band. No, Dread Zeppelin is not a novelty band. That would make Sgt. Pepper, Lonely Heart Club Band not a real album. Or anything with Viagra Cowboys, Joe's Garage, anything with a slight kind of humor in it, or or a very different angle, not legit. In my headspace, Dread Zeppelin are just as legit as anybody else, and they really fucking rock your socks off in a very funky, groovy, reggae, heavy, rocky, and Elvis Trudy Fruity way, and you would love it. If you don't know them by now, check them out. Dread Zeppelin. That was number 3. Number 4 is I wrote it down. A title where you have 3. I'm already sitting with one with it. Yeah, but it's because I made a stack. So it's The Thing. I don't have the cassette version, so I'm showing the Blu-ray. It's fantastical. One of my favorite movies. Anywho, that's why I went berserk in it. I have the regular gatefold. And this one is without plastic because then we can open it. Yeah, right. It's totally white. I don't have to show you a white vinyl. I guess you can imagine white vinyl. And this is a funny purchase. Maybe I should put a little side note on it. And I have the Breakaway Eyes vinyl. So I have it in 2 totally different packages. It breaks away. It's very thick. It's very robustic. We have a little book. We have is it I never can remember. It's the South Pole, but is it Antarctica or Antarctis? I never can remember. And the flat earthers go crazy now, huh? Even, yeah, man, I'm telling you. This vinyl, that's why I'm just unpacking it for your pleasure, is called the Breakaway Eyes. Yeah, I don't know if they're talking about how they colored it or how they did the, the very thick cardboard outer case. They, it's a label, and they really go, you know, out there for your pleasure. So you get, and that was the point I was getting at. So, sometimes had some years ago, I bought a lot of these waxwork or Mondo, and then I found out later on that when we talk about how many hours you are turning them on the table, they didn't win. The competition was easy won by my regular, my what I would call real music, not to get any bashed by anybody, but I'm just putting this down. It's too difficult. I'm not gonna do this on camera. I'm gonna fuck it up, man. But I found out that these albums are not playing so many hours in my living room. I never regret buying them, but that fact did that I focused more and more in the later years on what I called before real music, and let's just call it not real music. I know that's a joke. But let's just call it, we have a lot of light here, not soundtrack music, because as I was saying, the point is soundtrack is good, and it's good in my daily day. It's something I could listen to while I'm painting, but yeah. It's kind of like I'm not buying soundtrack in the same volume I used to do. You know what I mean? I think some of you know what I mean. It's like there's a lot of sides of or factors around buying an album, and a lot of it is the package, or the vinyl, the cut, whatever. And soundtracks, and I'm especially talking about soundtracks that have like not so cool music, like buying maybe let's say Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's one of those, or even worse, a soundtrack to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The real original. Not the one with the punk music and stuff, but some of that can be very tedious. You know what I mean? I bought a lot of Friday the 13th, and when I bought the 5th or the 6th one, it was like, that's the same record. It sounds like it's like all the way fucking through. Like wait. But the covers and the coloring are fantastic. And I'm gonna keep them. But that factor is that all the other genres of music that's not movie related have a lot more, in my opinion, day-to-day flavor. You know what I mean? It's rarely I'm thinking also the first track I'm putting on during the morning coffee, hey man, let me listen to Hellraiser soundtrack. No, that's a bad start. It could be Eagles, Hotel California. You know what I mean? So that factor is doing to my purchases that, remember I'm from Denmark, that I buy a lot more jazz even than soundtracks these days. You know what I mean? You gotta listen to the records every day. If you just thinking, not today, and again. But 2 times a year, it's like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Let's listen to the Thing soundtrack or the Aliens soundtrack. You know what I mean? You know, you catch my drift. Not something. It's not in the answer in the question. It's just a side note to the triple one, and it's very rare that I talk about soundtrack on my channel. Though I have a big collection, and also some very rare ones. Not only the Thing. No, we got some real fucking knockets. Some fucking knockets. Number 5, album where the same letter is, you know, front and back, first and last. I'm gonna go big on this one. Let's see if it's the right Revolver. Man alive. This is like 5 pounds or something like that. This is fucking massive. You got outtakes and stuff. Jesus Christ. You got the Revolver album 2 times, mono and stereo, you know, double LP and single and whatnot. This is deluxe craziness, and I would recommend this to any human. Talk about an album you would listen to every single day if possible. You cannot grow tired of the Beatles. It's impossible. Then you're dead inside. You can also, of course, you can be tired of a certain album or a certain song or whatever, and then you're just gonna skip that for a couple of maybe years. But you wanna go. You are going to get. You're going back, man. When we're talking the Beatles, no pun intended. You're gonna get back. Anywho, that was number 5. Number 6, a person who is born the same year as you. And again, I had to cheat. I had to Google who's born the same year, man. We got some good ones, or I guess I have some good ones. I think. First off, right. Man, how, I'm just gonna check it out. On the same day, you know, exact same day, not only year, we have a Wendy Wilson. She's from Wilson Phillips. Me and her, we could be, you know, like, we came on the same bus. Let's just say that, or the same UFO. Let's just say that. And the day after, that means I'm 1 day older than this next guy, Wyclef Jean. I'm not. I think I know who it is. Did he have something to do with Black Eyed Peas or something like that? That's what my brain is telling me. I'm from the 16th, you know, October 16/9. Maybe I should say that. The question, you know. And Wyclef Jean is from 17. PJ Harvey is born on the 9th. Yeah. So she is exactly 1 week older than me. Gwen Stefani is from the 3rd of October. And the same year, I guess that was the question, not the same day or month. But the same year we got some cool ones also the greater, more cool, even cooler. Yeah, because this is broader. I am born on the same year as David Grohl. Yeah, man. I am born on the same year as Marilyn Manson. Yeah, man. I'm born on the same year as Jack Black. Yeah. Thank you. And you know what? The funny thing about it is, I certainly feel a spiritual kinship. These I mentioned. It's not like it's random. I got the same arm, and I could have easily did a triple dip with Manson or something like that, or he could have been on half of the answers almost. But I'm trying to mix it up, So what I was about to say, I always felt a very close kinship to the three guys I'm mentioning here: David Grohl, Jack Black, and Marilyn Manson. So it's not surprising to me to find out that even PJ Harvey. So yeah, when you can feel the energy is like, oh yeah, man, that's my fucking energy, man, or ours, I guess. We are spiritual family, maybe. I don't know. I'm a very spiritual guy on that account. Anywho, moving on. Most hurt in. For me, it's kind of like a foggy question. Because I guess I'm taking the blame. Maybe it's the language that is making me a bit confused, because the next one, 8, is most heard artist. But most heard in, what if the most heard in 2022 is an artist? I don't. So I'm doing a double. I'm answering both. I'm trying to answer. I'm thinking number 7 is band, and not solo artist. So I'm going that route on that one. In most heard, it's kind of like I could have almost skipped the question because it's almost important. But a record I had on a lot in 2022, because I think it's awesome, is Mr. Bungle. I don't even remember. It has a long. It's something about the wrath of the whatever Easter Bunny, something like that. I can't remember the title, but it's the latest Mr. Bungle, and it's also the earliest because it's based on a demo, but it was newly recorded. But after the demo, as a blueprint, the notes, stuff like that, the whole deal. But it was never. This is with it's a totally new recording, and we got the guitarist from Anthrax on it, and we got David Lombardo from Slayer and stuff like that. It's very very speed metal and beyond. It's like very cool shit. It's a very hard question for me to answer, so I just took this one out. Most heard, is it on vinyl? I guess it's all on vinyl. I'm thinking it should be on vinyl, but I think that question opens up for a lot of other questions. And I'm again taking the blame because my brain is maybe not functioning the same way as Rob is, or yours is, or anybody else for that matter. But so yeah, that's that. I'm just gonna say it could be a lot. I could also have mentioned a Beatles album, or you know what I mean. Are we talking? Yeah, I think it was album, if I remember the question, and not only just a group. Yeah. I'm a bit confused, so I hope you will. I'm just gonna show you what I listen to most. And then I think we will kind of answer in a way. Anywho, you know what I mean? I listen a lot, believe it or not, to jazz and 60, pop rock, like I talked about the Beatles and even not Pet Shop Boys, the Beach Boys, and this one is just like, I don't have to tell you what. If you are listening to Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington on one record, you're listening to dynamite. Louis Armstrong, that voice is probably he could easily be my all-time favorite singer. All time. On top of everybody, female or male, I don't give a frack. Louis Armstrong is, like the personification of being intense, present, you know what I mean? And then you got the Duke Ellington greatness, the big band sound, the real gnarly shit. He's a piano player. That's fantastic. So to answer the question, and I'm going to maybe not cheat, but you know how it is. You gotta manage. You gotta do what you gotta do. The question 7 and 8, the most heard in album, I guess, in 22, and the most heard artist in 2022. So it could be Louis Armstrong in my world. It could be Elvis. It could be not Elvis. The Beatles. I don't know why I said Elvis. The Beatles. Or it could be Mr. Bungle. So yeah. It also could have been, the answer could also have been Fu Manchu. Those guys are on heavy rotation. Also, like the Melvins are, of course. The Cramps are also very on heavy. The Mars Volta. If we are talking artist, I think I have to go, solo artist. I think even 22 is a Manson answer for me. Marilyn Manson, if we are going solo artist. I could also, as I started to mention, have put, Louis Armstrong in there. I love me some Louis Armstrong. Any Louis Armstrong. You play Louis Armstrong, you play music from the gods. And so I'm going with Louis Armstrong and the Beatles and Marilyn Manson also. Fu Manchu. I listen to a lot of the Mars Volta. So I have to, you can help me out by putting those answers on, if they are correct in any 7 or 8 question, field. How long did we let's move on. An Australian band. That's easy. I only have one from on the top of my list, in my collection on vinyl, and that's Amyl and the Sniffers. That's great stuff. You gotta love it. It's punk rock, and that's newly discovered. So that's just number 9. Number 10, a surprising purchase last year. That could, I think surprising. Let me just Chinky, thinky, a little bit about it. That could have been a surprising purchase. Surprisingly good, surprisingly bad, surprisingly good, surprisingly bad. Something you didn't expect. Again, I think I do think I'm overthinking this. We got a lot of light. Yeah. I would say surprising purchase. Question number 10. I can see, I don't know how in the world you can make the videos answer 20 questions in this is my surprising purchase. Yeah. Napalm Death, throes of joy in the jaws of defeatism. Jesus Christ. That, I think that qualifies the answer, the question, whatever what do you want to call it. And check it out. In the same stack we have Dusty Springfield. So don't come around here and say, hey man, you got a narrow taste. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I would go with Napalm Death. That the fact that they were, because I forgot about Napalm Death. I have to admit what I have to admit. I don't know what happened, but somewhere along the line, way back, I kind of forgot about Napalm Death. Not totally, but in a like searching for the albums. When you come into a vinyl store, you know how it is. You're going for the most, what you got on in your head, what you would not forget to look for when you're finally there, And I guess Napalm Death was not on the top of my list for years, but now they are again. It's like, oh my God, I don't know why I forgot about Napalm Death. It was totally random, and it was because of YouTube. I saw a video from that album I just showed you, and it was like, oh fuck, oh my God, this is great. This is not only great, but this is the best ever great, in the genre. How did I forget that? Or but I'm certainly gonna pick up on Napalm Death, because I've been asleep at the wheel concerning the Napalm Death, I would say. So that surprised me in my own head, that, oh fucking shit, that was a big eye opener, if you can say it like that. And I immediately just like, there's not a day now where I not have any of. I quickly bought some of their albums, because I never. I don't think I have given them, like just enough thought. So, like you have to give them enough thought to go and purchase. It's a different thing to like some music and to buy into it. So yeah, better late than never. Now I'm gonna buy into Napalm Death, especially all the albums where we got the Barney singer, the vocal, fantastic. Okay, so this is gonna be a 2-part video. I think I'm gonna do the longest answer to the 20 questions. I cannot fathom how you can answer 20 questions under 20 minutes. I'm gonna use I guess an hour. So I think we're gonna chop it up, and then it will continue. Let's say tomorrow, the second part. It's gonna be a part 2. We're gonna double dip. Yeah. So stick around, and I hope this is a different version than that's the funny part about these videos. I love watching this kind of videos myself, because it really inspires you to what you apropos are looking for, and what you're buying into, or could think about giving some more attention. Yeah. Check it out. See you in the next video. It's gonna be awesome. Thank you for watching. Domo arigato. Thank you very much, Room. And again, Rob Walker, you the man. I'm gonna subscribe. Adios.